One nation underdog, there which you stand alone, a face in the crowd, unsung against them all. Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a VeVe, OMI, Devi update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. We'll go over a bunch of the news here. We'll start off, might as well start off with the Devi, right? Shall we? Let's take a look at that. Had a buddy of mine, so part of this title is VeVe Whale Stacking Grails, OMI Goals in 2025, Stacking and Selling Strategy. I had a buddy of mine go in and be like, hey, if I had like an extra 100K, what would you put it in? You know, OMI and Definity, because he knows those are my biggest bags. And I said, listen, for the long term, like for the end of the year, absolutely. I believe they could do insane. I think Definity can outperform OMI. I think OMI does that 100x, maybe 200x, but I think Definity goes a little higher. But I think my answer surprised them. I was like, listen, whenever those things run, they run. I don't expect Definity to run right away. Granted, Definity is my second biggest bag. And I pretty much just told him, hey, don't buy Definity just yet. Even though that would be good for me, because again, it would pump the bags a little bit. There's very low liquidity down there. It's not going to take much for Definity to pump. I don't know when they start advertising. I don't know when they go public with the numbers of what they do, because they do very good numbers. We don't know what it is yet, but they're likely making 6 figures a month, probably low 6 figures, but that they're likely having something. And to have an $8 million market cap is stupid low. Anyway, I pretty much said, listen, that'll run when it runs. They haven't done advertising yet. I don't know when they're planning to. OMI, you could have asked me a year ago. I would have said to put it all in OMI. Look where that would have gotten you. Obviously, at some point, you're going to have that. You're going to have OMI run like nobody's business. So like, okay, what do we know now? We did this thought experiment. I said, listen, we are right now kind of that meme coin thing. Meme coins are still kind of that narrative. There has been a bit more conversations, a lot of which in AI and a decent amount of which in NFTs. I was like, well, I mean, it was meme coins first, which is like the stupidest thing to run. So clearly a lot of people are not putting their money into these sufficiently well-run projects that answer problems. They're not, meme coins aren't disruptive. I mean, they're like in the meme world. There's some meme coins that are better than others. It's like playing Super Smash Brothers back in the day, right? Like Star Fox level 9 is going to beat a Link level 9 in like most cases. Like a Mario level 9 will beat a Jigglypuff level 9. Like not all level 9s are the same. Talk about computer power there. So I go and I tell them this, like, this is what meme coins have done. So clearly the people aren't putting their things into these great projects. Right? Like they are, certain things are running, especially in the top 100, especially in the top 10. But that next narrative, to go from memes to AI, it's like going from one end of the spectrum to another. If all of these things are on this broad spectrum, we have memes on one side and then AI on the other, where you have to be like super smart to kind of understand. Vladimir Colombe, thank you so much for the super chat. Going in and saying, Randy, can you discuss the Gadenzi case real quick? I didn't get to it with the rain stream. Also, why are people hating on the Ben Rose interview? Is no utility really that bad with our collectibles? Thanks. Yeah, so I'll go over this. The Gadenzi case, there's 2 of them, one of which just ended, and there's a lot of fun about this. There's a lot of craziness about it. So I'll go over it real quick. There's one case in which him and the guy who had the lawsuit against him was saying like, oh, it's a securities fraud case, which it seems like it was. And one of the judges ruled like, yes, it is, but 2 of the judges didn't. But you have people, and there's the people that are saying this type of thing, in which I'm about to go over, for one of 2 reasons. Either people are new and they don't understand that you could be in violation of securities fraud and it could have nothing to do with the security. What I mean by that is if you have something and with the intention of selling with privileged information and intent to harm, stuff like that's securities fraud. You could do that with Bitcoin. You could do that with tokens that are clearly not a security. OMI is not a security. So there's the one group, there's the fudders out there. There's the people that just for whatever reason hate the project. They're loser. Again, I know like no successful people that spend their time trying to make up stuff about a company that they're not invested in, they're no longer a part of. None of my successful friends do that. Absolutely zero. The only people you see doing that are people that really have nothing better to do. At least that maybe there's like a super edge case where it's like, well, this person I know is actually really successful, and he just likes to make these things up for fun because again, nothing else better to do. Maybe there's some edge cases like that, but for the most part, what I see is these people saying like, "Hey, OMI's a security now. Nevada just ruled on this. This is a securities fraud case. It involves OMI. OMI's a security." Now, granted, those people are purposely trying to go and make things what they aren't, trying to make things seem like what they're not. And then you have the other group of people that are just new and they don't understand certain things and they're listening to the wrong people and they're thinking, oh, okay, so this person, has X amount of followers. Or a bunch of people are saying that this is a security now. They're quoting like this case. It's a securities case, securities fraud case. So yeah, that makes sense. And again, that latter group of people I was talking about, they're not bad or malicious. They just don't know any better. It's really that first group of people that they're kind of using that Hitlerian thing when they say like, oh, if you say a lie often enough and you repeat it enough and you say it loud enough, then people start to believe it. So that's kind of what you have there. That's similar to what like the Democrats tried to do in the presidential nominations and presidential race. They tried to repeat certain things like a lot and loud enough and some people believed it. So you have these fudders that are doing the same thing. That's where the Gaudenzi case comes. But that's the case with one. That lawsuit was against him. Then there's one with MB Technologies and Orbis. Now MB Technologies is Ben Gaudenzi, and Orbis obviously VeVe, David and them. That case, to my knowledge, I don't think is public. I don't think any of that. I mean, there's some stuff out there that is public, like you can find the filings, but that's really about it. As far as the results, those are not public. If you have certain people say that, oh, I actually know what happened, maybe they do, maybe something leaked. Even if I had that info, I don't think I could go over that here. So that's the first part of your question about the Gaudenzi case. You said, I think also, why are people hating on the Ben Rose interview? No utility really that bad with collectibles. So I watched part of the interview, and then I read some of the comments on there. We can get to some of the comments too. Normally, I was going to go over some of that anyway, but since you super chatted, it's like, okay, I'll go over it right now. Where are we here? Where are you? And oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. We have Solo Valentino saying, so it is David and Dan who thought of and implemented the plan to create Stacker, and Dr. P is just a front man for David and Dan operating Stacker. I don't know where that came from. I don't think that's really true. Obviously, the plan for OMI, Ben was asked like, hey, is there a roadmap for OMI? And there is a roadmap. It's not public right now. Something like that may or may not be published at a later date as far as an OMI roadmap. And I'll get into my own OMI roadmap later. There's some stuff we know. There's some stuff that we don't know. And again, I'll go through that. So one asked about that. He said, like, listen, that this Stacker stuff was not my idea. This third party was all David and Dan. And obviously it's being created by Dr. Profit. He's the one that's taking the lead on it. You had Nestor back in the day saying that Dr. Profit had a really good outlook on OMI. So this person just taking one thing, it's like, I don't know how to, like Zubat used like confuse right on him, and this dude just got confused, saying that DP is just a front man. This is when talking about Stacker, that was kind of going on before Ben was even onboarded. So that, again, this dude is completely wrong. It's been years since the adult conversation. There's been an adult conversation in the interview. What? Like, oh, it's from the same person. This person is just, God, so stupid. blockchain things. All right, I'm not going to read anything from that person. All right, you have Dalton Cole Young saying, great interview. So glad you guys asked about burning unsold merch, which they're not going to do. I mean, there's a bunch. They've already done a bunch of, I don't know why they're saying they're not going to do it. There's already been unsold stuff that has been burnt. So again, that question, not even a question, it's just an untrue statement. So it completely changes what VeVe is to me. It says, it appears it's just a store and there is no utility, meaning they are expensive digital toys we don't own and in a closeted ecosystem that have no real world value beyond playing with them a few minutes before they appreciate. All right, this person seems like they're just salty. All right, I'm going to try to be as unbiased as possible. But to make that blanket statement where there's no utility and there's no real world value beyond playing with them a few minutes before they depreciate, if something's depreciating, clearly it has value. That this is why I this is why I block so many people. Like this person maybe is just super salty that they bought at the top and the stuff that they bought isn't worth as much. But I don't want to have to deal with this type of mindset. Like, and it's like, well, Chavez, maybe they just don't understand. You're probably right. They probably just don't understand, and their mood will change when things are better. I like people who are calm and calm, cool, and collected when things are going bad. Like, there's a reason why I don't date certain types of women, because like they might be fine when things are going well. As soon as they're not well, go absolutely off the rails. And maybe it's the military in me that says like, okay, you have people that are cool under fire, you have people that are cool, work legit, like, and then you come out of the civilian world, and then you have people that just freak out and like have anxiety about ordering pizza. It's like, bruh. Anyway, let me reread this here. It says, appears it's just a store and there is no utility. I mean, how are you defining utility? I mean, let's take a look at something like, forget about Quid that just announced that they're shutting down. Forget about Recur that just announced they were shutting down. I mean, they announced that a long time ago. Forget about Hero that shut down. All of these things. We talk about utility. A lot of what people think that utilities, oh, if you get this, you get like an airdrop. So let's say like Brock McBlockchain, who is like the epitome of utility guy, because there's a ton of airdrops that he does, right? Which also, I can't even use that as an example because that's on VeVe. So clearly, depending on how you define some utility, some, if not all of these do have utility. But let's just say, for instance, for argument's sake, Brock McBlockchain's fiches are not a part of VeVe. Let's just pretend that for 1 second, right? And say, okay, well, what is utility? You buy something and then you get something else with it. Okay, cool. Brock McBlockchain, again, the epitome of utility, right? You buy one fiche. I don't know how many I have 3 fiche. I don't know how many airdrops I got. Hundreds probably. So when we go and take a look at that, most people would define that as utility. You buy something, you continuously get something with it. This type of thing had never crossed anyone's mind in any part of the world up until the last few years. If you buy like an Anakin Skywalker action figure, one, like, since I was a kid, batteries not included, other parts not included. Like, none of these things are included. You buy the toy and that's it. The rest of it is DLC. The rest of it you have to buy on your own. There was this whole utility thing is really new. And again, I'm not saying that companies can't evolve in order to give you this type of utility. They clearly can. Again, Brock Blockchain is amazing at it. But what can that Anakin Skywalker doll do that a lot of the VeVe NFTs like can't? You can, well, you can like play with the Anakin Skywalker action figure. Well, you can play with these digital collectibles like in AR. And again, comparing it to the rest of like Web3, could you do that with the Recur NFTs? People had touted Recur and Hero, like that dude Paul Barron, that was just, again, one of two things happened with him. Either just the biggest moron on the face of the earth, or he was just paid by Animoca to talk shit on VeVe and tout up other stuff that was inferior products. Again, Quid, Recur, all this. Could you do any of this AR stuff with stuff like Recur or Hero, and people are like, oh, this is true Web3 because you have true ownership? If you want to define it like that, you absolutely can. Where did that get you? So again, the utility argument that he's making here, I've tried to come at it from every angle. Again, if you only define it as just airdrops, sure. Most of what you get on VeVe has no utility when it comes to airdrops. Some do. It's most of them don't, but some do. Obviously, again, taking out Brock's because all of his stuff has like airdrops. It's insane. But some of these do. They have crafting. They have actual utility. I think it's awesome. Whether you use it or not is for you. So again, going over this guy's conversation here or his post, saying we don't own, meaning that they're expensive digital toys we don't own. How do you say that they're expensive digital toys? And literally like 8 words later, so I'll repeat this. They're expensive digital toys we don't own in a closed ecosystem that have no real world value. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As soon as the words expensive digital toys are written, 10 words later, no real world value is said. That is wild. So anyway, I don't mean to just like tear this guy apart. It's just, again, you asked. This is the stuff that's going on with Ben. So people take some of Ben's clips and they just interpret them the most incredibly incorrect way. I'd be on playing with them for a few minutes before they depreciate. So you can collect them, but they aren't true collectible assets. Again, I have no idea where this is coming from. If you go to Ben's, I'm pretty sure I know where this is coming from. Let's play the clip, shall we? Let's go to the tape. Name that reference. That is you don't have to name that reference. I'll name the reference for you. It is a what is it? It is a God, what is it? Hold on. Rocket Power. It is a Rocket Power reference. All right, so let's go to this clip here. It's 30 seconds.
We're a digital collectibles platform. We're not there to launch an NFT as the answer. And now, what's your question?
It's recorded on a blockchain, and therefore, they are NFTs. Do you have any? I mean, you came from finance. I don't know if that's something.
Of course, I think it's an NFT, right? Yeah. Ultimately, it doesn't matter whether one person thinks it's an NFT and another one thinks it's not an NFT.
Okay. So I think what people are going off here is that when he says like, oh, it doesn't matter if it's an NFT or not, or if it doesn't, that's like going off and saying, again, he doesn't state that they're not NFTs. He's never said that. I think he's absolutely correct when he says that we don't need to call them NFTs. NFT is just a technology. It would be like making it so important that meme coins are like ERC. Like, well, they're not meme coins. They're ERC20 tokens. Like, call them whatever you want. Like, again, they're NFTs. And when he says like it doesn't matter what people believe in them or not, has anyone ever seen $1 billion in cash? I haven't. Maybe X amount of, maybe like 10 million. I've never seen $1 billion in cash. It doesn't mean like it doesn't exist. Like Neil deGrasse Tyson likes to say, like, the great thing about science is that it's true whether or not you believe in it. So a bunch of these people could say like, well, they're not technically NFTs because like you have the guy from Immutable X going on saying that they're NFTs. And most of the rest of the people that can use their brains are like, actually, yeah, these are NFTs. And again, I know what the fudders are saying, but that is a horrendous take on what Ben actually said. Ben like legit said the opposite. So again, I don't want to say there are some people that are just like, okay, listen, I just listened to the soundbite, or I just listened to somebody's take on it. I just read the highlights. And they didn't listen to it, and they just listened to whoever. Okay, fine. You can't really blame those people. You kind of can, because you can. But then there's the people that are just going off and saying, hey, these are not real NFTs, and OMI's now a security, and they're just lying. So obviously, you don't need to hear this from me. You could hear it from any other person in the community. I'm sure anyone from the team. I'm sure Dr. Prop, I'm sure Crypto Rain, I'm sure Dr. Stuff. I'm sure all of these guys will make videos, or they'll be asked about it. And I'm sorry that this answer is going on really long here, but it is a complicated question. Isn't no utility really that bad with collectibles? Again, part of it is the no utility stuff, which again, depending on how you define utility, I think we have a decent amount of it. But some people just kind of define that. And again, a lot of these people, they just want something for nothing, which again is fine. I want something for nothing too. Yeah, you know what? I'm trying to all of these things I get. Like, okay, I have this like a bottle opener, right? That's like me saying like, oh, I bought this bottle opener. What's the point of buying a bottle opener if it doesn't come with a bottle to open? Like that's very childish that a lot of these people are saying that. To go on and finish this off, says at least there's no demand, saying at least there's no demand in the secondary market. Absolutely false. Especially being the unburned surplus exhausts the market. If the unburned surplus, again, that's not in the secondary market. He's talking about two different things, talking about primary and secondary. If there was no demand for the secondary market, all of these would be zero. Like you'd be saying what Quid said, you'd be saying what Hero said, or Recur or Artifact. Like I don't know where these guys, where they're coming from, because I don't know what they're talking about. All of these other companies that everyone was touting as like the VeVe killer, they're all literally dead. They're all done. And VeVe's still chugging along. They're still making a ton of money, more money than anyone else out there. Anyway, he says on a long timeline, I think they'll be giving them away in the future and get commission on the sales, and then eventually close its doors, being the IP won't see it as being lucrative and find it pointless. It's clear none of these people have ever owned a business or have never been educated on what residual income is. You have stuff out there and then you get checks on it every quarter and you don't have to do anything. Every single artist I talk to, every single person that's not, again, I can't speak for Disney themselves because I've never talked to any of the executives over there, but a bunch of the people that I've interviewed, or the people that have the stuff on here, again, Brock being one of them, Gary Base, it doesn't matter who, they're all like, yeah, I want as much stuff on VeVe as possible, because one, they make money on the upfront sales, and two, if you have that secondary market value, they get paid on that every single time it sells. Like there's zero reason for IP to want to leave. Because I think the world knows about VeVe at this point. They just aren't interested, unfortunately. That part, yeah, that's just the narrative. So again, I know, guys, I spent like 20 minutes on this, but Vladimir Kolombet, this is, I hope I was able to answer all of those things. Anywho, where was I? I think I was talking about Debbie. Okay, so yeah, before the super chat over there. So let's get back to the conversation I was having with one of my guys. And I was saying, listen, if you have those options, because he knows a lot about OMI and he knows a little bit about Definity. I was like, we don't know when Definity is going to market. We don't know when. Again, that's my second biggest bag. It could very well, if they take off, because some stuff takes off for no reason. That could take off before OMI, and that could be my biggest bag. That is something like I could have millions of dollars worth of that. Well, I will one day, but I could have millions of dollars worth of that when OMI's still worth like next to nothing. But just based on where I think things are going, I told him like I wouldn't do Definity right now. I told him to do like either OMI or Debbie, and maybe split it in between them, because OMI has a lot of stuff that's coming out this quarter. I don't know how. I mean, they're just coming off a holiday. There's really not been a lot having to do with the VeVe app the past couple of weeks. So I don't expect them to just hit the ground running. I'll expect them to announce maybe one thing in January, and maybe like a couple. I would expect OMI to do really well, or at least start to do well towards the end of the quarter, because we know VeVeverse is coming out. I don't know how well that's going to be received. I think it'll have oh, hey, we can finally do this now. There's no NDAs. Everyone has access to it. That's fine. But I'll consider that pretty neutral for now. We know Stacker is going to roll out fully. I mean, you already have OMI to NFT with X amount of licenses on there. That's fine. But to roll out fully where there's no more mistakes, there's no more anything. And again, could that be in January? Maybe. Could it be in February or March? Most likely. And you're probably going to get more IP. Am I saying that you're going to get like that Disney's on board and we're going to get that right away? No, I don't think they would do that. I think they would I think Marvel would. I mean, Marvel will let VeVe like do anything. Marvel's like that ex-girlfriend you miss, like, oh yeah, she let me do anything. I would not be surprised if that rolled out and you were able to buy a bunch of Marvel NFTs with OMI on that secondary. The reason why I'm not expecting Disney to do that, because I feel like they just want to see what happens with other licenses first. But it could be the same thing with Marvel, and you could maybe not get any of that. Maybe you could get, we already have Tokidoki. We already have, I mean, whatever it is, I'm sure that the bigger companies are going to wait for the smaller licenses to do it. Okay, let's see what happens. Let's see how it works. But either way, that stacker is going to have that full release at some point in Q1. When Trump takes office, and again, if the NFT narrative runs, none of this matters. OMI just goes moon, goes stonks by itself. You're not going to need any VeVeverse or stacker or exchanges. It's just going to go stonks just because of the narrative. Does that happen? I have no idea. It could happen in Q1. It could happen in Q4. We might have to wait 9, 10 more months in order for OMI to pump. I don't know. But I do know that VeVe has some of these announcements. The affiliate marketing program, at least one part of it is going to come out in Q1. Again, is it this month? Probably not. Is it going to be in February, March? That'd be my guess. So this is exactly what I'm telling them. And I was like, but VeVe has been teasing this announcement of a big exchange, not even a crypto exchange. They're really touting their T0 settlement time. They're the fastest blockchain in the world. And I told them, like, listen, the best time would have been to get in. And I called my boy Dan like right after this conversation, because I said, like, and both of them. I remember I told you guys to get in at 30 cents. Didn't listen. It went down to 15, and you might have been justified. Might have been right beside yourself. Be like, Chavez, he told me to get in at 30 cents. It went down to 15. You bought it at 50. You rebought at 15 again. It went down to 12, and now it's 96 cents. So the best time would have been any time over the last couple of months. But I told him the second best time to get in is probably right now. And this is not financial advice for any of you guys. This is just two of my boys that I'm talking to. I said, like, is it possible that it's had this run up because they know that people know that there's an announcement coming, and then just sell the news and it gets cut in half? Sure, it's possible also. Or the fact that this might be covered on major news stations, and you might just see a big there's less than 1 million in volume a day. There's between like 500,000 and 1 million generally. We can go over that the last month. Let's take a look. At any given time, there's sometimes where there's 1 million a day. Actually, there's been some times where there's been a couple million a day. So maybe I have to rephrase that, where a lot of times you've had about 1 million plus a day, 826,000 over the last 24 hours. What happens when this has 100 million in volume? Does the price 100x? No, I don't think this is going to be $96 anytime soon. But can it do like a 5x? And this be like $5? Yes, absolutely. So again, this is the things that I told them. And again, VeVe is not my biggest bag by a long shot. I do not have a lot. In my network, there's a decent amount of this. I don't have a ton of it. I wish I had more. And if it does a 5x, will I sell any? Maybe I'll sell a couple grand worth. But at that point, it'd be a $500 million market cap, fully diluted. So I'd be like, all right, maybe I'll sell a little bit, but I think this could be worth billions, tens of billions. Rain says it'd be $100 or hundreds of dollars. And yeah, I think it could. I'm not expecting that right away. So again, comparing this with OMI, I told him, like, if you want to go and get the best way to get more Definity, I was like, probably be to get some VeVe right now. And then if you want to rebalance afterwards, might as well do that. OMI, I will hopefully be getting, I know it's been a long time, at 193, I'll hopefully get up to 200 before the end of the month. And then honestly, that's it. I'll be done buying OMI by the end of this month. I'll have enough, or what I feel like is enough. However, if VeVe and Definity they go up and OMI stays down here, yeah, heck it, yeah, I'll get to 220, I'll get to 250, I'll get however much, I'll do those rebalancings if that happens. But just so you guys know, once I get to that 200 mark, I will not buy OMI unless any of my other stuff goes up. Because at 200 million, that's like, to me, I think that's enough. I mean, you can never have enough OMI, but again, that changes if any of my other stuff, like if Flow goes to the moon, I'll rebalance. Illuvium goes to the moon, I'll rebalance. Devi, Definity, if any of these things, I will just send it. If any of these things go to, like, if you could have Decat go to the moon, rebalance. You could have, I have so little of like moon credits and Crappy Bird that would have to go absolutely insane for me to have to rebalance. I have so few of that. Anyway, let's go over the last couple of days of news, shall we? Vibes Man had a really good video the other day. Spider-Man was going wild. Oh, Pearl. Shout out to Mark Quinn. That is level 98. Two more to go. Rafael Martinez says, "Will the cat comic first, then the cat airdrop for owning the comic? Do we hear it? Do we hear it here first?" I'll just go over that cat stuff real quick. I'm having a really good time writing that comic. The comics, because there'll be a lot of them. We'll be on that VeVe Curator program. We'll get on there later this year. There will be some type of airdrop if you go in and buy that comic. We'll airdrop you some of the cat tokens or maybe other NFTs. Again, we're not sure. We'll keep you posted. Yeah, good times. Brock McBreadcat saying that the latest minters from Fishmas pulled 3 megas. This is one of them. Look at that. Look at that land shark or mega shark, whatever it's called. Thought it was pretty cool. Research that this is so stupid. So as far as comics, I have a Vampirella comic that I haven't read yet. I have a Hawkeye #1, First Appearance Pizza Dog that I haven't read yet. There's the Alligator Loki Christmas special that I haven't read yet. The Powerpuff Girls one I read and it was okay. Honestly, I was slightly disappointed. It took me back. It was good to read, and I was like, you know what? I'm glad I read it. It's like those old YouTube ratings where it's like 5 is like the very best video I've ever seen. 4 stars, like it's worth it. 3 is like, it's okay. It's worth the watch. And like, but if you rated, it was so strange because if you rated a YouTube video 3 stars, people would get like mad, like, why'd you rate it 3 stars? Like, I thought it was worth the watch. I thought it was worth the read, especially if you were a fan back in the day. It took me back, and I was like, okay, I like it, but I wanted some more, like, a little more action. It was still fun. It was cute. It was fun to respond to Tara Strong, where she's like, said something about a new year. I was like, oh, I just bought a comic. Thought of you. I did think of her. But those are the stuff that I want to read. Comment down below any comics that you guys have bought recently that's available either on VeVe or VeVe Comics that I should read. Thundercat. So that was one where the first like 15 pages are like they're fine, and then the last few pages like, this is what I bought it for. Yes, get some. So some of these comics I still really like. I'll still, even if they announce any type of crazy IP, if they announce Dragon Ball Z, if they announce Pokemon, if they announce Fruits Basket, Nintendo, Starfire, any of these things that's on my body, a lot of stuff I'll sell, but I'll still buy these comics though, because they're still good, they're still fun. I'll buy them until they're not fun anymore. Fanny Carbonell saying Happy New Year to everyone, wishing everyone so much success that it reminds you how, even though life can be hard, can also be truly enchanting. Love that gal. I talked about David Yu and his post for the new year. Tina Garcia had gone on and re-quoted that, saying the founders, the leadership, and the very dedicated team, VeVe Official, is truly exceptional. They're pioneering a fun, interactive, and exciting global social verse, which we're truly grateful to be a part of, and encourage all to learn more and join in the fun. Happy New Year. Can't wait to see what unfolds from VeVe in 2025. Let's go. Oh, I love her and her fam. Can't wait to see them again. This is so stupid. All right, VeVe Viral goes off and posted, VeVe has accomplished many things, but to me, the number one most impressive feat is that I have somehow managed to release an overwhelmingly impressive list of first appearances. I mean, seriously, no one in the space has released even a tenth of as many firsts of top fictional characters as officially licensed, limited edition, non-fungible, and tradable digital assets. I would like to end 2024 with what I believe has been the most impressive first appearance release of each year. 2020 was Batman. 2021, Spider-Man. 2022, Darth Vader. 2023, Hulk. And 2024, Wolverine. Congrats on these many other historic releases, VeVe official. I don't know what Phantom is. Dr. Rolex says, if you follow me on X, kindly give me a follow on Phantom. I'll be sure to give you one back. Let's see if the rumors are true. I have no idea what those rumors are. Crypto Cosmos is even like, what is this? I tried finding users on my Phantom wallet. Speaking with social aspect to it. I don't know what that is either. Whatever it is, I'm missing out on it. Debbie goes off and posts, transparency should be our middle name. The problem, the intangible nature of ESG assets make their data hard to manage, which creates a lack of transparency and trust. But what about the Debbie solution? The ecosystem can accurately identify, measure, and track ECG assets. Gotta love them for that. Stacker says, Stacker Bridge has been sunset. The users that reach the bridge.stacker world will now be redirected to Base's Superbridge, superbridge.app/base. To clarify, this does not affect the bridging solution with the Stacker wallet. Bridge.stacker.world was deployed because it was the only to bridge token in the beginning. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, didn't we get this already? I could have sworn we did, or maybe it's a different one. I don't know. They announced that. I don't know when that's coming out. So VeVe has on their latest drops. Yeah, so I mean, not much has come out really with them in a bit. You had on 20. I mean, I guess you had Sesame Street last week, and that made what it made. You had essentially that Avengers Tower, metallic red Avengers Tower, kind of like a crafting airdrop. Superior Spider-Man made like $7,000. That made like nothing. Or I'm sorry, Superior Iron Man made like 7,000. That really wasn't anything. Amazing Spider-Man 1963 though, that's sold out. Now, granted, that was only 2,000 editions, so they made like $12,000-$13,000 on that, give or take. But it was still nice to see that it sold out. And then coming soon is the Maserati. That's actually tomorrow. I'm probably not going to go live for it. It's just that I think it'll do fine. How many of these are going to be available? Let's go to the common. Yeah, let's just say it'll probably make 40K, give or take. Give or take. We'll see. And it'll be fun to see what the secondary market has as well, because I'm curious. Want to remind. So, for those of you that don't know, I mean, should we go? I'll wait. I'll wait on that. I'll wait on it. Let's see where we are. To use a spoon. Oh, this is yesterday. Okay, so we're almost caught up. Some guy named Mert Helius saying, so when are people going to combine AI agents with NFTs? Because that's obviously next. You can do very interesting stuff around the metadata of an NFT and making it dynamic based on AI agent actions. Then you have Retail Pleb saying, who's going to tell him? Ecomi, Stacker World, Dr. Prop, VeVe Viral, Randy Chavez, Foster Hill. Soon, guys, soon. There's contracts that I can't go over. There's details launching. I don't really need to go over that or that. Oh my God, why is there so much stuff that, okay, Pro Crypto Congress takes office. Huzzah. Shout out to @NFT, Pioneers of Web3, 1.1 million followers saying that Pro Crypto Congress take office today. LeBron James used Doge to buy sneakers at Foot Locker. Thought that was interesting. Good for him. Good for them. He disclosed. Oh God, hiccup. Hiccups to that. This absolute lunacy that's over here. Oh wow, I took so many screenshots yesterday. American Girl released their first doll with hearing loss. So I know this has really nothing to do with collectibles, but maybe it could. You know how like 2 years ago on like April Fool's Day, they're like, "Oh, get your invisible woman," and there was like nothing. Like they put they didn't even need to put a stand, but they did. They put a stand. It's like, "Oh, it's the invisible woman," and nothing was there. They sold it for like $1, and it was like that. I thought that was a really cool idea. So with this just gets my brain juices flowing. So still sloshing around up there. American Girl doll releases first doll with hearing loss. As if you like, do the other dolls actually hear you? This is a brilliant, brilliant marketing scheme because like you're going to get the kids that have whatever they have, some form of hearing impairment, and they're gonna be like, a doll like me, I gotta get it. Where it's like clearly any of your dolls can have hearing loss. Like it doesn't. So I had this idea. I haven't brought it to the team yet. I'd be like, hey, listen, you gave us Invisible Woman. Like, what other stuff do we have that's invisible? Like, if we have like Mario, okay, well they have Go. Why not Boo, and I think Booette. A bunch of they can become transparent and you can't see them. Like, let's make stuff like that. Can we make an American? Can we make something like, oh, it's one with here? Like we have Hawkeye. Let's make Hawkeye with hearing loss because if you saw the Hawkeye series, him and Kate Bishop and the Pizza Dog, he's like deaf in one ear. Um, that would be awesome. Be like, oh, it's the same thing as Hawkeye in every way except he has hearing loss. The whole new market right there. You have it reminds me of in Star Wars when Phantom Menace came out, the Naboo cruisers. There were toys of the Naboo cruisers. And then when The Mandalorian came out, they posted like in the show, like, oh, this is an old Naboo cruiser, but the yellow paint is stripped off. And then when Mando flew it, it's like, oh, it's Mando's Naboo cruiser. It's the same exact toy. It's just the yellow. There's no yellow paint on it. It's just all metallic. It's just all silver. Um, VeVe could do this, and maybe some people will be like, bruh, but I'll be like, yes, do it. And I'll like, I have that not Wonder Woman. I have that Invisible Woman one. It's cool. Let's see how much that's going for. Let's take a look. See. Let's go to market. If I just type in woman, is that gonna show up, or do I have to type in invisible? It's literally the first one. Okay, it's an ultra rare. I think there's like 1,000 of them. I think they were sold. I think they're sold for like $1, $10 floor. Let me view these details here. How much of them were there actually? 999, and they kept like 90, so 909, and the list price was $1. I get Invisible Woman, and there's nothing there. Like we have DC, right? We have Wonder Woman. We have two versions of Wonder Woman. Let's get her invisible plane. Come on, VeVe, let's get this bread. You can literally print money. You can literally sell people nothing, and we will buy it, and we'll be happy with it. I mean, I'm happy with my Invisible Woman stand. I would like an Invisible Woman plane to go with my Invisible Wonder Woman stuff. This is just one of those. Or again, Hawkeye. Make a Hawkeye who's deaf. VeVe, make your own IP. Make your own character and make one that is blind. Make one that's deaf. Make one that doesn't have a tongue. Make whatever you want to do. Make one that doesn't have a sense of smell. It's the same one, but oh, this one just doesn't have a sense of smell. It's inflicted with anosmia. I love this creative stuff. I love stuff like this. Anyway, this fun StarCraft tournament. So StarCraft, cool video game. There was a prize structure for a StarCraft tournament from 2010. First place got $500. Second place got $250. Third place got $150. Fourth place got $100. Fifth through eighth place in that StarCraft tournament got 25 Bitcoin. Thought that was heckin' awesome. This whole Disney scam thing is still going around. This whole email scam for the Disney coin, that's clearly not a real thing. That is a scam. If you get that, do not click. Please do not click. Yep, that's a good point. It's a good point. Can't go over that. Reminder for Dragon Ball Z fans, there is no Daima episode coming As per usual, due to New Year's break, anime returns week on January 10th. On 44 minutes. People still buying like the Ant-Man. That's not even a first appearance. Somebody bought the number 49 to Serial Eater. Same. A broadside NFT sold for 19,000. Floor hit a new all-time high at 53 ETH in volume. Thought that was interesting. Just trying to pay attention to other stuff out there. This is still yesterday. What the fudge? Energy Tour going over how much comics he has with Miss Minutes on the cover. Thought that was really cool. Bitforex is going off and sending out. Oh my God, my body. Bitforex they dispatched some more OMI yesterday. If you go over to their wallet, they still have 13.464 billion OMI. So they still have quite a lot left. I was wondering if, because of the most recent push of stuff out, if OMI would really go down today. It's pretty flat. Now, did it go down 1%? Sure, it did. It's down 1% on the day, but it didn't go down like 10%. Which would make it like, not great. Anywho, they dispatched a bunch of stuff to the OMI token, or a bunch of OMI tokens to the users. Tokidoki is having a New Year's giveaway, and David Yu had liked it. David Yu is still liking the Tokidoki stuff. Let me get a little bright for me. There we go. Wow, I don't know why I screenshot this much. Matthews Comics. I don't know who they are. They say DC3 fun fact. All American Comics number 16. All right, so All American Comics number 16. So like this is introducing the Green Lantern. I think that's not the John Stewart one. That's got to be the Hal Jordan one. It now costs $1,000 to get them all. The core is $44, uncommon is $50, rare is $80, epic is $115, and legendary is $737. The highest sale recorded for the legendary was $4,657, making it a highly sought after piece with only 136 total editions. It's a truly scarce gem. This guy, Matt Hughes, says, I'm so glad I ponied up and completed this set when I did. Seeing how much it costs now, I can't help but feel a sense of relief. This isn't a shill. I've got none for sale. A certain whale, Yadikson, cleaned me out long ago. Wonder how high this legendary will go. If you're into this stuff right now, and if they're still making money, they're probably going to survive. I hope, because I know a couple people that have a decent amount of comics in this. But it's just based on what all of the other stuff that I thought had made more money or raised more money had done. And it didn't work out for them. So again, we'll see. We shall see. Here's me 11 years ago in an Airman's run. Yeah, look at that crisp jawline. Good times. And I think that's going to be it for the news. Dr. Providence says Jensen Huang must have been impressed by Mark Zuckerberg demo of their AR glasses Orion. NVIDIA just filed a patent for AR glasses. I thought that was interesting. And again, there's other stuff to go over. I'll do one more from Debbie. Saying the management of supply chains is a huge task that can be simplified by Debbie. Our market-leading transparent immutable ledger is the ideal tool to keep track of goods, make the process more transparent and secure, improving supply chain mechanisms. God, I love them so much. Pump my bags, girl. Come on, Debbie. Pump my bags. Now, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but you have these. There's still 17 days before Trump takes office. Anything can happen before then. Bitcoin could take another dip. It could take another tumble off a cliff, or we could go bonkers. We have no idea. Again, there is more news, but I've been going on for almost 15 minutes already. So let's go to the tape. Jason Payne in 2000 says Arctic Uno. So that's a reference to Uno, just him being the first one to comment, and Arctic Uno is just Pokemon. And I guess that's another reference to the legendary birds Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres are 1, 2, 3. Arctic Uno, Zapdos, and Moltres. So again, just thought that was really fun. A lot of layers to that, Jason. There's been bought 10 million OMI today. My heckin' bay. I would say if you if you bought 10 million OMI today, that's probably going to be worth quite a bit more in the next couple of months. I thought that was good times. Some other things that I've been taking a look at is over on FigPin. And now you can buy stuff. You have to buy it on figpin.com, and then you can redeem the stuff on the app. So obviously, I love my KFC guy. I love my unopened VeVe FigPin as well. I do have one more piece of news because Mr. MC1 had said, "Wow, FigPin official bought these Disney, Marvel, Star Wars FigPins from the website figpin.com, not the app. Can't wait to register them digitally on the FigPin app after they arrive. FigPin logo pin is money, but straight fire. Note, just learned the physical pins are actually bought from their website and then registered digitally in the app after they arrive." He goes off and he has Namor the Submariner, which is really cool. He's got some Disney with Goofy on there. He's got Grogu from Star Wars. So he's got a bunch of stuff on there, which I thought was really cool. Moving on here. But yeah, as a facer, like I said, I'll likely get to over 200 million before the end of this month. I'm at 193 right now. And if certain things work out, it's possible that I get even more. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Croner saying yeah. Croner saying straight fire. Hello, Randy. What's up, Croner? How's it going, fam? Wow. Michael Rowe says smash that like button. Smash. BB Zombie says yo. Zombie. My man. Anywho, let's go on for Croner saying let's go. Let's go, Croner. Gary O says good evening, Randy. Good evening. So my favorite part of like each stream is when you have like Coolmo and Bill Gardner going and saying M'Baku forever. Those guys are great. I love those guys. Omar Kasaj is saying good evening. Good evening, Omar. Good evening, Gary. Dogboy says, Randy, lay down the alpha. I mean, I don't really have alpha. I mean, I have like way that I interpret stuff. And I hope you guys got in that first like 20 minutes what I was trying to convey there. Echo Wash Solution says, sell that OMI bag and buy Tesla already. Oh, I love Tesla. I made so much money on Tesla back in the day. Yeah, never anything bad to say about them or Elon from me. Abe's has been buying Definity. I'll be in the top. Oh, you're gonna be in the top 40, my man. Like I said, I believe that Definity is one of those few things that could potentially outperform OMI. That is very safe. We'll see what happens. I do think OMI runs first though. And Bottom says OMI's been labeled. No, it hasn't. So again, I had gone over that like the first 20 minutes. I'm hoping you're just one of those people that were just misinformed and you're not actually just straight up trying to lie to people. So again, Vladimir Columbit, I had gone over, I'd taken the super chat like to heart, and I had gone over and had done a, what do you call it? A big 20, if you guys are just getting here, there was a whole thing where people saying like, hey guys, always been labeled security. We don't actually own our NFTs. They're not NFTs. I did this whole 20-minute spiel after I got this. So go back and watch that and come back. Radji says, Randy here, since March 2021. Give me some hope for the token. Show me some light, man. I'm losing hope for OMI all-time high in 2025. So the all-time high is going to be, I think 3 to 5 cents. That's my base case. My bear case is 0.008 to 1.3 cents. My bull case is 8 to 10 cents. Then you have like the super dark, just black swan event where we, stuff gets really bad and maybe stays down here, or maybe VeVe dies, whatever. And then you have the golden goose scenario where it goes like 30 to 50 cents. Obviously, the two edge cases are very, very unlikely to happen, but greater than 0% chance. And yeah, again, the base case of 3 to 5 cents is that seems to make the most sense to me. Walrus King says, fun times. Yes, it has been fun times. Web3V, is that Ready to the Moon? Thank you for the comments, dude. That is the that's like the greatest photo of that guy I've seen. I completely forget his name. Kamala's running mate. That's hysterical. Bitter Roses, I think because Ben doesn't give any specifics on anything, it's too professional leak stuff or give false expectations like before. Yeah, agreed. He doesn't really leak anything. Which is good. That's what you want. you don't want them to potentially leak something, and then a licensor says like, oh, hey, you said something before we had wanted to, so now we're going to pull out. Like I said, I'm glad that Ben is in the seat right now. So did you hear about Quid shutting down? Of course, yes. And I realize these comments are like 40-ish minutes old here, but yeah, good times. Well, not for them, but honestly, if professionally for whatever it was, Hero, Recur, any of these other places where they're shutting down, do genuinely feel bad because you do want them in space. Quid, though, I have no such remorse for, no such recourse for. Their CEO was an a-hole. I'm surprised this didn't happen sooner. I had not thought about them for months. Unless somebody brings it up, I don't think about them. But I hope that CEO is never in charge of anything again, because like I was an a-hole. I was really surprised to hear Marvel Mighties don't have utility. I think that it's possible to give anything utility in the future from the past. But I never bought the Marvel Mighties because I suspected they might get utility one day. It's just that a lot of them have first appearances and they're really interesting. But I'm not surprised to hear that. Like remember when Andrew Garfield was asked that if he was in Spider-Man No Way Home or Far From Home, whatever that was, and it was like, oh no, that's fake. I wish I would be. I'd love to be in it, but I'm not. And he was in it. Even if there was stuff that was going to happen, and they're not ready to release it yet, that's what Ben would say. But either way, again, I never bought them because of any type of utility. I bought or any promise of that. I bought them because a lot of them are first appearances, and I think they're awesome. Go to Bro says Quid is dead. But Cavella Palmer, yeah, they are not. What do you call it? I hope people remember. I hope people remember those that got paid to shill certain things. Like, and you make the argument like, well, Chavez, you said like Moon Credits last month and Crappy Bird last month, they like sponsor the channel. You talked about them all the time. Yes, I did. Did I ever say that they were going to the moon? Did I ever say that they are a superior meme coin because of X, Y, and Z? Although granted, Crappy Bird is not just a meme coin. Again, they are not sponsoring the channel. They might sponsor the channel later this month. I don't know. Crappy Bird does have a game. It does have utility. You can gamble in that game with the coin. Moon Credits, I don't think you can do anything with. But I made complete sure. I was like, hey, this channel is sponsored by blah, 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 blah. And up until today, you could have got, their links were down in the description. But I had never said, "Ooh, look at this." Nice. But yeah, I hope people they remember those who said like, "Hey, I think Mammoth AI is good. I've looked into it. I think they're a good company," and then they legit rug, or people like, I would have never. I get offers all the time from unless I know them. I'm not just going to take money from someone just to show their project. They have to have like a legit working product or something out there where there's some type of utility, there's some type of work that's being done, and not just show my stuff. But clearly, not everybody has those morals, and I just hope that people recognize that. Hardwood Goat Slayer says VeVe has given everything utility, technically with MCP program that can be used in the VeVe ecosystem. Yeah, there is a lot of stuff that we've been given. Speaking of utility, shout out to Mudo and their DNA token. They were just listed on MEXC the other day. You can go on, and they have a bunch of announcements that happen pretty much every day. Go follow them on Mudo Health. I think it's Mudo Health or Mudo Hub. Let's take a look. See. Oh shoot! I just opened something I didn't want to open. Let's go to the X. Actually, let's go to their. Let's just Google Mudo Hub. Invest. Let's take a look at some of their roadmap, shall we? Well, the launch network partnerships, Mudo DA launch, centralized exchange listings, launch staking rewards, supplements launch, open first physical clinic. It seems to me that they've done quite a lot. Q1 and Q2, they're going to have the mainnet Mudo layer 1 launch, Web 2 marketing push, AI health coach launch, personalized supplements, secure university partnership, and a marketplace launch. Gotta love them for that. People only care that the number go up. Until then, they will complain about anything. Agreed. Agreed 100%. FBIB says, but you don't own them. VeVe goes underuse your entire collection. They're only allowed in the ecosystem. So that matters. No, this is false. David had mentioned long ago that there were contingencies set up in place where if VeVe were to become insolvent. So your statement is wrong. But also, that's one of the other things I wanted to bring up as well. If you go on and you have let's say a bank, and let's say it's not one of the major ones. One of the major ones being Citibank, Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, like some of those, right? If you have, let's say, like Apple Bank, like how many banks shut down? Like you could have your money in the bank and it shuts down. You don't have access to that money. Like, well, the FDIC insures up to 250. Sure. What if you have 500,000 in there? You have up to 250 if they pay you that, which I don't know how much money they actually have or they can pay. I don't know if they're like any of those insurance companies say like, well, even though you've been paying on this insurance, you're not going to get it because X, Y, and Z. That's like saying like, hey, you have stuff on Sony that you buy, and if Sony shuts down, you don't have it anymore. This is very silly. This is very idiotic. That's a very, very poor take. It's like saying like, well, there's no proof that aliens exist. Like there's no proof that they don't exist. Like that's a very weak argument. So to say that if the entire ecosystem collapsed, like if the US government collapses, what do you think the dollar is going to be worth? It's the same exact argument. NFT agent says, I believe I can still take pieces of the toy apart and use them for different means if applicable. That's a fair point. You can take your action figures apart, and you can do that if you wish. Now, granted, if you do that, I don't think you'll be able to have any resale value at all. I don't think there is much resale value for those toys. Whereas VeVe, yeah, you can't really take them apart. I wonder if it could be remember those toys back in the day that are just like, you press a button and suddenly they're, then you don't press a button and suddenly they go like that. Maybe VeVe could have one of those. I think that'd be fun. Carter says that VeVe would have died already if it was going to. It's here to stay for the collectible long term. For F's sake, they have Lamborghini and now dropping Maserati amongst all other Disney and Universal IP. Agreed, 100,000%. Right now it says Brock may have provided more utility features than any other project in all of Ethereum. I agree. I agree 100%. There is not much that he didn't do. There's not much that like anything that you could have done as far as utility and airdrops, he's done. It doesn't matter because consumers have a right to know what they are buying. Sure. Same. Of course they have a right to know what they're buying. What are you saying that they don't know what they're buying? Let me know what you mean. Kudora's Middlex devs themselves that they are NFTs. Agreed. I said that like years ago. They meet the definition, and every big IP on VeVe seems to agree. Agreed. Carter Gold says house deeds, vehicle titles, living wills, other government docs will utilize NFT tech, but they won't be, or they can be expressed as a digital collectible of your house, car, document, etc. Long-term vision. Yeah, they're not going to be seen as like a collectible. It's just everything's just going to be on the blockchain. I mean, it's been confirmed. Everything the voters said were true. So how are they like that? That is absolutely, again, I don't know if I want to be careful how I say this here. I don't know if your mind was just warped or if you actually listened to that quote. If you listened to that quote, Ben clearly didn't say anything like that. He said the opposite. Or if you're legit just trying to go off and say that like you're just anti-VeVe for whatever reason. Is VeVe still coming? Yeah. They're going to have a phase 1 come out, which is really just going to be an extended showroom. There might be stuff that you can buy with OMI. You're going to have other people go in there, so that's fun. You can do that. but actual gamification, actual IP branded worlds are going to be phase 2. God only knows when that's going to happen. I'm hoping this year, but we don't know. As Quid was waiting until it reached their age. Quid was never great. Let's take a walk down memory lane, shall we? Since the beginning of 2023, the Paul Barron Network has been targeting VeVe in an apparent attempt to undermine the platform, while subsequently propping up or promoting several other collectible companies in the space. At first, comments made by the Paul Barron Network were easy to ignore and did not warrant a response. So seeing other companies receiving praise or attention could be used to light a fire under VeVe to innovate and grow. Again, the rising tide raises all ships. However, when 2023 progressed, there was a clear and repetitive escalation of comments made by Paul Barron Network towards VeVe, attacking both the direction and credibility of the platform, and culminating the statement by Paul that said VeVe is dead. The statement comes on the heels of Paul sharing a clip from his Web3 video, VeVe becomes anti-Web3, wherein speculation occurred on potential delays on scaling issues within VeVe. Paul Barron had wrote, as a reminder to the VeVe crowd, we are pro Web3, and the future of self-custody and experience is the ultimate. What we see in the space today needs to adjust before it's too late. And the title was VeVe becomes anti-Web3, business analysis deep dive. The video was released 1 month after April 2023 VeVe community update, in which VeVe addressed concerns with several areas of their development, including the onboarding of new teams in key areas of growth and engagement. Paul Barron Network further perpetuated the idea of anti-Web3 narrative while sharing clips from Yatsu, who is the chairman of Animoca Brands, who discusses his belief that Web 2.5 companies are not needed to onboard people to Web3. Su does not mention VeVe in his clip, but Paul Barron makes it a point to specifically reference VeVe as a target of Su's comments. Paul Barron Network also goes on to tag several brands, including Animoca Brands, as well as Quid and Mochaverse, both of which are founded or funded by Animoca. Su goes on to state that the mechanism to bridge people from Web 2 to Web 3 is financial literacy. However, Su also notes that only 1 to 3% of the world is financially literate, which clearly illustrates the massive barrier to entering Web 3 that currently exists. At the time, Foster Hilt had drafted a response to Paul Barron Network, speaking on the barriers to entry and how having avenues such as VeVe to onboard users who needed extra education could coexist alongside fully native Web3 options, which already exist in the space. Now, how many of these pure Web3 companies are still around? Not too freaking many. Foster, pulling up that tweet, says, I think it's a pretty naive take to assume that people can just be educated and onboarded seamlessly without providing the masses the tools to bridge the gaps which currently exist. It talks about how everyone has a bank account, but not everyone knows how to invest. The solution is to teach and educate people on how to invest. You don't just give them a brokerage account and say good luck. To ignore the iterative process needed to bridge existing gaps is a disservice to the space as a whole. When I first got into crypto, it took me several YouTube videos asking on social media and losing or misplacing funds in order to buy. The masses already have misconceptions about Web3, crypto, and NFTs to begin with. A certain amount of hand-holding and warming people up to things is always a good idea. It's not as if projects don't exist in Web3 that allow people to fully onboard and integrate immediately. There's no reason why projects that provide users with a stepping stone is a bad thing. VeVe has sold at the time, it was 8 million digital collectibles. Now it's like 12 million. Over a period of 2.5 years. And there's obviously a user base who enjoys the project for what it is. Could there be improvements and bridges towards a more Web3-centric ideology? Of course. But my mom doesn't have time to learn how to set up a MetaMask, buy crypto, deal with gas fees, deal with private key and self-storage. However, she will use her credit card to buy Winnie the Pooh in a few minutes because she likes it. Going on, Foster says, Paul Barron Network appears to support the view of Su, but upon further investigation, it's clear that this goes directly against assertions that Paul himself makes about the Web3 landscape and the ability to onboard users in space easily. Alongside Paul Barron Network, Paul is also the CEO and founder of Rever Networks. Founded in 2015, Paul still lists himself as CEO on LinkedIn. Rever focuses on blockchain technology, metaverse, NFT, and crypto gaming, connecting companies to the next generation of technology. On their website, Rever offers consulting services for organizations looking to navigate the complex world of Web3. They understand the transition from Web 2 or Web3 can be challenging. While reviewing the tweets written by Paul Barron Network about VeVe in 2023, We observed that Paul Barron Network also began to cover several projects owned or funded by Animoca brands, such as Quid and Cryptoys. Before the start of 2023, Paul Barron mentioned or interacted with Animoca brands, a company founded in 2014, a total of 0 times on their platform. From January 1st to mid-June of 2023, Animoca has been mentioned 14 times. Before the start of 2023, Paul Barron mentioned or interacted with Quid, who's owned by Animoca since around 2017, 0 times on their platform. From January 1st to June of 23, Quid has been mentioned 12 times. Before the start of 2023, Paul Barron mentioned or interacted with Yatsu, who's chairman of Animoca, 0 times on their platform. From January 1st to June 23rd, Sue has been mentioned a total of 27 times. Before the start of 2023, Paul Barron Network mentioned or interacted with Cryptoys, created in 2021 by on-chain studios and receivers of 23 million in funding rounds by investors, including Animoca, 0 times on their platform. From January 1st to June 23rd of 23, Cryptoys has been mentioned 7 times. Paul Barron cites the biggest issue with VeVe, that the project is anti-Web3. On March 30th, 2023, VeVe released their monthly community update, which included feedback on the interoperability, which is part of the long-term objective. That does not mean that it's going to come anytime soon. Paul Barron Network released a video about Cryptoys on May 19th, referring to it as everything we have been asking for a long, long time. To date, I think Cryptoys does now have a secondary market. I'm not sure if you're able to cash out funds, but I do believe there is self-custody. I don't know what other interoperability there is of those assets. But on May 5th, Paul Barron Network released a ranking on different platforms in the digital collectible space and ranked the projects on several different categories. Flowverse, Quid, and Wax all beat out VeVe of their overall rankings, and all 3 are funded by Animoca. So clearly, when you have other people that go on and talk about how Quid was once great, it never was. You had a couple of people that had mentioned it because they were paid to, and that's it. I don't think I know anybody that had mentioned Quid in a positive way that wasn't paid to do so. So I'm glad you brought that up. Visual Expert says, I'm concerned about the time VeVe needs to succeed with VeVeverse, etc. I have big hope, but time is the only enemy where the fight is already lost. 2025, 2030 or more, I don't know. VeVeverse was in the first iteration. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be what it is. I'm not really crazy bullish on it. When they have IP branded worlds and gamification, that's when it should get awesome. It took how many years to get the first phase of VeVeverse out, where it's just an updated showroom? Now, granted, has the improvements been absolutely major over the last 6 months? Absolutely. Guys, 8 months ago, the VeVeverse, the search button didn't work. It was a mess. It is a lot better now. So hopefully IP branded worlds and other stuff, they don't take as long. We'll see. Red Rose, Quid literally had 2D stickers, same as Hero, just had cards. VeVe has tons and tons of variety and biggest IPs. Agreed. Expert says, I want to enjoy with my family one day. What do you want and enjoy with your family? Let me know. Quid Rose says, Vel's already saying Quid is dead, but he put them on the map. You can't make this up. Again, this is why I say, like, be careful to who you listen to. OMI ETF. I mean, I don't think there'll ever be necessarily an OMI ETF. OMI will be included in metaverse ETFs, sure. But no one will ever just have like an OMI ETF. Like, someone might, call me Phil. He believes he's the most viewed on YouTube. He's the Luciano. He's the Lulu, and gets his clicks by being negative about projects. Sources comments are ridiculous, not even on topic. I'm not gonna lie. Every now and then, Cavell's brought up in my whale groups, and we just laugh at him. Like that's it, and then we forget about him until the next time someone brings them up for whatever. Like again, these horrendous takes. Cody Rose says, go make celeb drama and clickbait videos all day, get less than 15 views on average. I mean, I think that's what he does, right? I think that's what he does for income. It's sad, but it's what it is. So only can reach easily $1 at least when you compare it with other projects. I don't get it. $1 is a lot. I don't see it reaching $1 anytime soon. Can it reach several cents? Yeah, but $1 is like a $300 billion market cap. That is insane. Visual expert, clip this. If VeVe goes to $1 this year, I'll give you $1 million. Like if VeVe goes to $1 this year, 2025, visual expert, I'll give you $1 million. Yeah, that's why is OMI so low? It's just been punished by the bear market. There's the narrative of NFTs hasn't really gotten here yet. I'm sure it will, but again, the narrative isn't here. They've done no marketing, or very, very little marketing to speak of. They're working on it. Ben Rose has just been a godsend. So we'll see. Like I said, he's been a godsend. I think what he does, what is going to start to come out like end of the quarter, and then Q2, I think we really take off. But again, if that narrative hits Q1, then we go crazy. But even without the narrative, let's say the narrative doesn't hit till Q4, I think everything that he's been working on really starts to pay off in Q2. So maybe half a year left. We'll see. And Tammy's is just floored Cigar Spider-Man. They have 15. They don't want something 20% under the floor. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Let's go to Spider-Man. Dirty, okay. Show more. Tell me more. Tell me more. Does he look like a bird? Okay. Let's go lowest prices. Is that you that have it out for 5K? For 5K? If you do, well, it's out there. It's a gift. True. Why not 1 cent already? I really don't understand. It's really hard for people to get. There's a couple of people that I know that are going to wait till it gets on Coinbase, and that could take a year. That could take years. I don't know. And they're like, I'll just buy, and they're not going to buy it down here where it's cheap. They'll buy it when it gets on Coinbase when it's like 2 cents. And I was like, okay, your freaking funeral. And they could be people's exit liquidity. NFT Gen says, you didn't miss anything. Big social engineering tests, no airdrop, just people sharing wallet info. Oh, gotcha. But yeah, it'll be that eventually. You need the narrative, and you really want exchanges as well. Maybe Avatar says, what's up, Randy? Yo, what up, fam? Meow, 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 meow. I hope you're doing well. My friend. Oh God, where'd you go? Oh, we're saying Randy and Dashi collectible. I would love that. I would love that. Yeah. That'd be fun. Maybe someday. Maybe someday when. Oh, there's another one. Maybe. Oh God, what's the one with the 5 fair steps? Child fair steps. Someday, yeah. Put it together. So that's a weird one. They have the someday, and then God, what's that one called? The one I was just saying. Maybe someday when this bloody skull has dried. I don't know what. Protest the hero. Turn soonest to the sea. Okay, that was the one I was thinking. That was the one I was saying. Okay. Also, while I have YouTube up, I'm gonna go in and asking everyone to smash that like button. It's a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways or Patreon. Super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. There's a lot of messages. I'm not gonna get back till later, so they can deal. Peter Bros says, did you see all the Cavell on the Dr. Stuff stream? Dr. Stuff was talking basic crypto stuff. It's totally over Cavell's head. It's actually getting bullish on VeVe the more he learned. I saw some of it. It reminded me of when Jim Cramer was on Tesla Daily podcast. Rob Maurer from Tesla Daily had interviewed Jim Cramer, and Jim, like, I don't know why people listen to this freaking guy. Obviously Jim Cramer, Mad Money, that guy he's almost always wrong, and inverse Cramer is if you do the opposite of what Jim Cramer says, you've been proven to make money. But anyway, Jim had always like talked shit on Tesla. And then when he actually went on Tesla Daily, he's like, okay, let's go. And then he starts learning all of the things that he should know as somebody that has a freaking show. And he doesn't. And he's like, wait, what? Tesla's doing what? They have this. They're doing, and he's like, oh my god. So I'm gonna say that Cavell and Kramer probably have a lot of stuff in common. And again, I saw part of the stream that you're talking about. Remember when Pags was on my stream like not too long ago, and he's just like, he says, yeah, well, like already 8 million in volume, but how much money had to go in order to get that 8 million? A couple $1,000s? Like, no. The volume is how much money is being traded. It's not it's not the amount of tokens. I was like, no, you sure? Like, again, like a lot of these people, like that might be titans in their field. Like Cavell had a couple 100,000 followers over on his like gaming YouTube channel, and Pags is a titan in the old school real estate and pizzeria stuff. But again, like a lot of this newer stuff that is new for people, it's just harder. So I'm not surprised that a lot of the stuff, like, again, Dr. Stuff's been in this space for a while. He's got a financial background, that's all I'll say. And a lot of these other people that just because they have a YouTube channel and yeah, they had hundreds of thousands of followers with gaming doesn't mean they know anything about investing. And again, inverse Kramer, inverse Cavell. Oh, where's the cone hat? Go to Bro says Cavell talks like he's an expert. His actual knowledge is so basic and clueless. It's insane. Probably, yeah. I don't watch any of his videos. I mean, it's very possible that he could have some really good nuggets as well. I just don't watch any of his stuff to know. Mr. MC1 says, hi, Randy and all. How roll, friendo? I love you, Mr. MC1. Big up. But Rose says, he now shows random micro cap scam coins with no views. Oh, dude. So that's something else I wanted to bring up here. There was ooh, what is this? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Big. I feel like a contestant on like the Wheel of Fortune. Big money, big money, big money. This is good. Okay, well, where's the group chat? This is a good day. This is a good day. A good day. Anyway, I'm trying to think of where this freaking was it yesterday? Where did it go? Could have sworn I took a picture of it yesterday. Maybe I'm tripping. There was this dude on. Okay, yeah, it was this dude on TikTok. This guy on TikTok is called FR Money Calls. So that's his ticker, FR Money Calls. And I just saw someone like they were live and they were talking about crypto. I was like, oh, what crypto? What are they talking about? Can I show OMI on there? And they were talking about this thing called Boki, BOKY. So it's called Boki Doge. And he was just like, oh, guys, we're doing buys. We're doing a lot of buys here. We're at $17,000 market cap. We're up 3,000%. We're going to go to the moon. We're going to do all this. Like I just, go join my Telegram, guys. Go join, and you'll get to know the next one. So I was like, all right, this is strange. And he had like 600 people watching him, and I saw people like, God, I'm buying right now. I'm so glad I got in. It's so cheap. And then when you go and you take a look at it, it's like, okay, dude, like 70% of this is owned by just one wallet. This is a little sketch. And I go and I tell like a buddy of mine, like, hey, have you heard of this guy? Like, have you heard, like, and I go and I take a look at it, like one wallet owns legit 70% of this entire thing. This seems like a scam. And like, he kind of confirms, is like, yeah, it definitely seems like a scam. Okay. You want to know what the market cap is right now? $742. So if you ever go on TikTok and you see, if you see this guy FR Money Calls, that he legit just scammed everyone. He legit just rug pulled everyone. I would never listen to anyone that is like absolutely going crazy and she'll like say, buy, I gotta buy it right now. It's gonna go nuts. Guys. We're gonna go to the moon. As like, it just sounds like. So again, if they're random microcap scam coins with 0 views, one, that's already a big red flag. And again, if it kind of walks like a snake, sounds like a snake, and bites like a, okay, it looks like a scam, sounds like a scam, it's probably a scam. I know snakes can't walk; they just live there. Mr. MC1 hype. How many Marvel logos to join the group, you think? I don't know. I don't know how many Marvel logos to join that group. We'll see. Call Me Filthy saying he's also critique other YouTubers on how they're become a viral sensation. In reality, he's not even close to it himself. So non-crypto. Yeah. Again, I don't really ever pay attention. Federal Bro says res up views on other YouTube this gaming channel he made. I'm sure. Mr. Emerson was hi all. Big hi to all fig pin collectors here. VeVe 2025 X Fig Pin is going to be great. I love them myself. Call Me Filthy saying he claims that he's who made VeVe popular. Obviously, it's a big lie. VeVe Wheels, what's up, G? What up, Wheels? How's it going, fam? Mr. MC wants congratulations to the Facer on 10 million OMI. Gotta love that stuff. Oh lordy, there's a lot of no. I went to clear out some of the notifications, and I cleared out all of the notifications, and I'll never get back to them now. Ripping pasta. Oh, Doge Army says, who farted? Meow. I farted. I did. But Bro says, even when a company fails, like Quid, Bro says he's the one who made them great before they failed. I'm sure he does. JKRB, thank you so much for being a member, saying big first quarter for VeVe. I agree. I agree 100%. Congrats on 10 million OMI. Yes, congrats to Zafacer on getting that bread. I hope he gets more. Call Me Phil says, yep, the joke. I used to call for $10 OMI token. You knew he was all about the click scam. Not so. When he talks about $10 OMI, obviously he has no idea what he's talking about. But I did the math. I think by like 2035, you could have like a $10 token. They would have to do a bunch of burns. They would have to burn like most of their supply, because obviously even $1 is 315 billion. But I think by 2035, in like 10 years, if they burn most of their supply, I think they could be $10. Yeah, because again, I think a lot of the top 10 or I think a lot of the top 20 will be $1 trillion companies. So I don't see it outside the realm of possibility that OMI could be a top 20 token at $1 trillion. You know, again, they'd have to burn a ton of their supply, but you have 10 years, possible. Yes, I'll be thrilled to make 150 cycle. He probably would be, yeah. Bro, looking to make 7 figures. He's I'm gonna fish, try and talk big. Again, like a lot of people tend to. You could tell how much money you have by how much like money you talk about having. A lot of rich people tend to not even mention it. They don't want people to know, because if they know, then they're like, oh, they get hounded for money all the time. Mass Murder says, what up, Randy? Yo, what up, Mass Murders? How's it going, fam? Meow, meow, meow. Meow, Mass Murders. Meow, meow Mass Murders. Mass Meow Murders. Mr. Emerson says, I have Definiti. Yes, you do. And you are going to get more when other stuff happens. When I get my, yeah, yes. So says, check out the floor prices of the sub 1,000 Skywalker. Dude, they're huge. They're huge. Yeah, there's not a lot of those. Ain't a lot. Ace Rig moves. Good morning, Randy. What's up, Ace? What up? I feel like Logan Huntsberg was like, hey, Ace. I hated that kid. Sketch Lab, give me those prayer hands. Prayer hands, girl. OIB, collectibles, so compare them to collectibles. They are collectibles. This is not a house, not an alien. They're collectibles. Compare them to collectibles. I do compare them to collectibles. I mean, like gaming collectibles that sell for huge amounts but aren't NFTs. Yeah, you have some gaming skins that do sell for that. You have some gaming skins that are NFTs, like off the grid. You have those. I'm confused on what APOB was trying to say there, but Crypto Bro, I think, pretty much kind of nailed that. Hi there, hey. Ben was so casual about Reese no longer working for Ecomi. Reese was a true believer in OMI and interoperability. Having been here since 2021, I was like, Ben, where are the tears, mate? I don't think Ben really knew Reese all that well. I mean, Reese is still like out there, like he's still chilling. It just, again, I think I think he just didn't want to deal with like the same questions. Like whatever Reese, I guess Foster has the job now. I would only ever do that job if the company was like so desperately, we need somebody, nobody wants it, like, okay, I'll do it. But you could never pay me to do that job because it's just the constant. I mean, I get it all the time. I can kind of choose who to respond to, whatever, and I could just respond in video. But the constant questions and the constant of just when, like, I'm not dealing with that. So obviously we love Reese, and Reese loves a good amount of us as well. But I can't blame Reese for leaving when he's just constantly bombarded by the same questions every day, getting like people lie to him every day, like, oh, I swear I was never using a bot. Okay, you were using a bot. Like I was there. I was there, Gandalf. I was there 3,000 years ago when people were like, I swear, like, this is why I'll like never go into like talk for anyone again, because I had, I don't know how many people say like, can you talk to Reese with someone? I swear I wasn't using a bot. Confirm they were like 99% of those people confirmed were using a bot, or confirm they were like buying and selling gems. Like I never bought or sold a gem like off out, and confirm that they were. So yeah, like I don't like when people are lying to you all the time. I don't blame Reese for leaving. FOB saying like, I'm saying you said they don't have to call them NFT because I never said it was because it's bad. Like they just don't have to call them an NFT. Like again, same thing. Like, do you calling these meme coins? Well, actually, it's an ERC20 token. So you should really call them ERC20. No, call them whatever. Language is really strange. Where I remember in like 2004, like the new Oxford English Dictionary came out, and it had the word jiggy in it. Like I think Will Smith had a song called "Getting Jiggy with It." Now, new Oxford English dictionaries, they have the word like muggle in it. They have swag. You tell any of these people like 20 years, well, 20 years ago, muggle was a thing, but you get points off in school for using words that didn't exist. And it's like, well, they exist. Like, when does something become a word? It's because when it becomes so ubiquitous enough that people use it, they just add it in the dictionary. So again, language evolves. Like, are they NFTs? Yes, absolutely. But it's just easier to call them digital collectibles because people understand that easier. They understand like, oh, okay, they're collectible. They're collectibles that you can collect digitally. Makes perfect sense. It's like Pokemon. You could call them pocket monsters because they're monsters that fit in your pocket, sure. But it's just easier to call them Pokemon. It rolls off the tongue. It's easier. It's just easier for that. And also, yeah, okay, for bad, like NFTs do have that bad connotation, and it's like, oh, it's an NFT. That's a scam. So if you call it a digital collectible, like clearly it's not a scam, but if you call it digital collectible, then it's just easier. It's just easier for people to understand, and they don't have that like negative connotation towards it. People should know that they are or aren't NFTs before they're purchasing. I mean that sure, they should know if they are on the blockchain or not. And again, doing 10 seconds of research, you can decipher or discern, okay, yeah, these are on the blockchain. Cool. Reese knew he wasn't going to be there long, selling OMI for years on his way out. Be advised, he had gotten OMI like super early. It's his OMI, he could do what he wanted with it. And yeah, if he wanted to, he could. But I'm sure he still has some. Who cares about Paul Barron? Apparently no one. Or as a news channel, they don't know anything about investing or business. Agreed. Raz says, what's the big deal about the new Maserati drop? First Maserati drop is our 28. The secondaries. Wait, did we have? Hold on. Wait a tick. Am I tripping here? I think I'm tripping. We got to be tripping, right? Oh, I am tripping. I could have sworn this is the first time we had a Maserati drop, but it's not. Maserati was on the app before. When did this drop? Did I ever go over it? Oh, that was in September. Why did I think that this was the first one? Okay, all right, I'm tripping here. Yeah, out of 2,300, 1,300 remains. So they sold about 800 of it, May 32K. Draw was 28 on the secondary market. Is it? I just Maserati. I just had it. I messed up where it was. In the market, we'll sort lowest price. Yep, 28. So it's 39.1 available from an original 23.24. I mean, this is a newer one. I can't say if this Maserati is big, is just higher class than the first one. Give me one sec here though. Net impact is here's OMI. I don't trust much that I read, and you're always a very fair source. Fudge. Okay. All right. Hang on. I got to give someone a text here because that's what I do apparently. Is I am the news source for everyone. Nope, not doing that. Not doing that. Doing that. Okay. Copy. Hi. Thanks for reaching out to a fair news source. Hope you're well. New Zealand. What are you doing in New Zealand? As far as OMI is a security, that's fake news. Oh my God, I can't type. I'm gonna see. In a lawsuit, he was accused of committing securities fraud. So now people think that means OMI is a security. No such ruling has been made. Just naive people believing liars. The impact of that OMI has been close to zero. Not much change in the price. Okay, there we go. Wonder what he's doing in New Zealand. Anyway, you can cash out with USDT for, I forget what I was talking about 24 minutes ago. A Mass OMI on Twitter. The answer was wrong on the stream. Mass OMI on Twitter. Nice. The VeVe phone app gets another update soon. There's still lots of small visual. Yeah. I mean, they've been doing that pretty regularly. Yeah, always excited for new updates. Let's choose Cell Secret Spider-Man NFT at 100K or 100K worth of. Oh, OMI, always OMI. I would always love to get OMI. Catch that, and also, even if that day comes, like cash out fee on 100K. I mean, clearly, you get 100K, you actually only get 91.5 of it. So cash out would be like over $9,000. Over 9,000. So obviously, selling for OMI is preferable. Can we click my comment too? I'm gonna go to $1.25. Just want to show Rent's generosity. No, that was only for that one person, no one else, unfortunately, just in case. Is 2025 the year of the bull run? Yes, it is. Versailles has begun for VeVe. Will it bull? I think it will. So we'll see. Like I said, I think it will. Depends if that NFT narrative runs or not. I think it has a very good chance of doing so. When Shaq Fu on VeVe? Oh, that'd be dope. I don't know. I would love to get Shaq on VeVe. That'd be great. You have a secret rotate video? No, I don't. I want one so bad. But I unfortunately do not. Let's take a look. I know he sold, I think it's at like 1,700 now. He was at like 23. Like there was some sales for him above 2K, but I think it's like 15 to 1,700 now. Let's see. 1495. Oh, but then it goes up to 2,200. So that's not bad. Not bad at all. It's rather good, I think. Name that was Rabbit from like a Winnie the Pooh thing. Mo Collection says, "Yo, what up, Mo? What up, Mo? What up, Mo? What up?" That crypto bros, literally the last 7 random crowd coins I've seen recently come from fudders or down 99% or fully rugged. Yeah, but I'll never. Yeah, I'll only have people sponsor the channel if I know them or if it's a legit project. Unk. So people really sleeping on Ecomi secret rare logo when David Yu himself is a confirmed utility. That's true. It's a good point. I am so hungry. What do I eat? What do I eat? What do I eat? I have some eggs. I can eat some eggs. All right, guys, comment down below what I should eat, and then maybe I'll get it. Or I need some. What's that called? Some Pepto-Bismol as well. Yep, here. That Crypto Rose says, Drew, the Epico characters have utility too. You can actually play as David Yu in the game. That's true. They can. You can. We can. It's the correct conjugation of that. I just haven't heard what Ben had to say about interoperability. I took it as a negative. Definitely wasn't selling what Dan was back in the day. You don't seem bothered. I'm wondering if I misheard him. So to me, interoperability was never like a big, is that what you, yeah, interoperability is just never a big deal because people can choose to, if people are saying like, well, Chavez, you were right, banks do close down. And because banks close down, I only trust my, same with my grandma said, keep money under my mattress. That's it. If you can only put money in a bank and can't take it out, like what's the point? Like you want to be able to take it out. Yeah, understand that 100%. You are free to go on and take out that money from a bank. And it's probably going to be fine underneath the mattress until the house burns down. And then what? So I understand the reason why they wouldn't have this interoperability stuff right away is because one, it's not safe. People get scammed all the time. And even though certain people would be like, okay, hey, it's your fault. You got scammed, but I know there's going to be some people be like, VeVe, why didn't you protect me? Why didn't why have this even as an option if it's going to be unsafe? So I don't know the exact reasoning for no interoperability, but again, I'm fine with keeping all my stuff on VeVe. I don't want it. I don't want it anywhere else. I want it on VeVe. I trust them. It's safe with them. It's fine. I don't want it anywhere else. Now, other pure Web3 people, that's fine. Like a lot of people that come into this from Web2, they're not going to know anything about interoperability. They're not going to know anything about self-custody. They're not going to know anything about opening a MetaMask. And the people that try to learn, they'll be like, oh, hey, I got an airdrop. This must be something like similar to what Rock does. But it was by this. I'll sign this, I'll accept, and then suddenly it drains their wallet and then all their shit's gone. It's better off not being interoperable, in my opinion. Obviously, others don't feel that way, but yeah. 24K Magic says, why isn't Foster posting as much about OMI? Pretty sure he's in charge of the Ecomi account. Also, he's been sick. Now, obviously, I would very much like it for Ecomi to post on all this. Like, you have, every now and then, you have people, like on these really crazy viral videos, you'll see Slim Jim, you'll see Wendy's, you'll see Red Bull, like commenting on these videos on TikTok, and people are like, Wendy's, what are you doing here? I would love it if VeVe or if Ecomi would comment on just viral stuff, be like, wow, this is wild, or wow, this is cool. Then people can go and be like, VeVe, what are you doing here? Ecomi, what are you doing here? But for some freaking reason, it's like they're allergic to viral marketing. I don't know what the reason for that is. Vaughn Digital and Matic are so dead. Can't believe I put any money there. I don't want to say I told you so, but am I Alfred in Dark Knight? Because what I did bloody tell you though. Yeah, I based on just the team that they had hired, the people they had hired, I would never touch anything there. Now I have no problem with McFarlane himself. He seems like a shark. If anything, I would be bullish on McFarlane Digital because of him, because he's a shark and he's smart and he will do things to make it work. But the team that they hired was absolutely horrendous. Now, obviously, they cleaned up a little bit from that, but that was just the worst of the worst that you could have hired. Omar was saying the other day, I learned cray from my typo, which is used often by you didn't know what cray was? Yo, girl, you didn't know what cray was? Trader Rose, still plenty of VeVe drops. Get you instant 100x returns. Agreed. Get a special mint or low secret rare. Agreed, sir. As versus September 21. I now, because it was my birthday. Birthday. Oh, well, happy belated birthday, Mass Murders. Hope we're doing well. Who is this? Give me that thumbs up. Thank you, sir. Trying. Good day. Have a good day. Remember that one Vine of like this guy's like having a good day, and then he sees like a dead squirrel. He's like, oh no. Whereas the secret they would use at 100x already. Dude, that's nuts. Yeah, dude, it's gonna go crazy when it pumps. Call me Phil, he says, I could have sworn they had one of those collapsing finger toys where you push on the bottom and the toy collapses the joints. I think it was a horse. Yeah, I remember something like that as well. Vaguely. I don't know if you can cash out on crypto. Oh, you can cash out on crypto. Okay, very good. Good on crypto. Bootylicious, very delicious, delicious, make the boys go loco. Bootylicious. Remember back in the day in like 2005, 2006, and yeah, all the girls had juicy on their booties. That was good times. Oh God, I was just, where was I? Quality. I'm good. Yeah, I'm feeling. I just lost my spot over here. Dog Boy says chili. Oh, chili sounds good. Oh, just cooked eggs. Oh God, I want Wendy's, but I'm so fat. I'm so freaking fat. I don't need it. Maybe if I do some pull-ups and some tricep extensions, maybe I can earn some food. Maybe. Toast some bread, scramble some eggs and cheese. Plate. Oh, dude, that sounds so good. That sounds so. I should do that. I should. Then they should have never promised interoperability and at least make it a choice. Well, again, they wanted to do it, but just again, I happen to feel like a lot of just the IP just won't let them. Pro Bros is pretty sure Coin wants to stay low until the new SEC some guidance. Maybe not. Calling Phil says agreed. What's your max bench on at my going way back, 2016, 265. Last year I was able to do 235 for one. But I never got back to my max because my shoulder, it just, my muscles can do it. It's just my joints, it just doesn't work. But now my back is like broken. I haven't really done anything in months. So unfortunately, this is just like my new life. I buttered, fried the eggs, shaved onions with black pepper. Oh, that sounds so good. Ooh, what is that? Is that, oh, ice cream? Yum. Talking about food on live. Yeah, I'm gonna do some workouts here. How much VeVe assets can gain this? Yeah, those are fine. The VeVe as like the VeVe collectibles, Todd, Riso, VeVe logo, Spider-Man. All those are really good. I'm gonna try to do some workouts, just some lightweight work here. And then I'll be back tomorrow. I love you all. Class dismissed. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. How much is enough for you, Randy? Easy get 620 million if OMI does decent. Well, probably not, because let's say I get 200 million before the end of the month, right? And then it goes to 1 cent. Well, Randy, that's $2 million. You're right. I'm likely not going to keep that much. I'm likely going to sell a little bit on the way up. And they're like, well, if it goes to 10 cents, yeah, it's 20 million. But by that point, I'll have like 20 million on the left. So even 100 million OMI at 1 cent is a million. 10 cent is 10 million. So 50 million at 10 cent is 5 million. So yeah, I'll still probably have. Yeah, you're right. I could probably get something like that. And depends on what my other crypto does as well. Ferrari, Corvette. I don't like Ford. I have a thing against Ford because they just make shitty cars, and I never had. Maybe it was just bad luck. Any type of Fords that I had, they were just trash. They would break, like, horrible. The Japanese cars, the Hondas, great. Nissan's great. Like, yeah. Going to yeah, 3 to 5 is very reasonable. I can see 5 to 10. I can too. I can see that. I see that happening fairly easily. But I am gonna go because I'm gonna work out real quick. I'm gonna go try to be on Roadkill for OMI to hit all-time high. Fully integrate utility into VeVe, staking rewards, exclusives. I mean, we kind of have that already. Like, you have rewards on there. Overhaul tokenomics, boost burns, reduce supply, expand adoption to gaming. Web3. You're missing, like, first off, what up, Rip Curls? It's been a while. I hope you're doing well, my man. But you're missing, like, just the NFT narrative. NFT narrative goes boom, OMI goes boom. That's just the way it's going to be. Oh God, there's so many comments here. Again, they would need. I would like them to burn more. I think they could do that with the VeVe-verse. I don't know how much that's going to reduce the supply. I would love to see some type of games. I would love to see. Again, they will be listed as a metaverse token. I would love to see certain types of games. I just. It took them 3 years, and we're getting, like, an upgraded showroom in VeVe-verse. I don't have much hope that we're going to get the IP branded worlds, unless the IP branded worlds are built by somebody else. I just don't know if we're going to get that this year. And then gamification is supposed to be on top of that. Now, maybe they reworked the roadmap of the VeVe-verse. I know in general, and again, you can go in and play games in the VeVe-verse. Like, you'll be able to play, like, a certain type of tag. You'll be able to go on and maybe, like, do stuff in there. But, like, on actual gaming, I haven't seen any type of what's that called? Evidence that says, like, we're gonna have, like, all these big games. I wish we would. Maybe that's something they're just keeping on the DL. I don't know. I agree with Chevy guy between 3 American. So Chevy Impala is, like, my dream car. A 67 Chevy Impala is my dream car. Like, sure, Tesla Cybertruck, Tesla Roadster, whatever. But a 67 Chevy Impala, oh, Lord have mercy. I want it. Ford. Found on road. Oh, okay. I see what you did there. I was saying, watch the Sean Ryan show. That was today. It was wild. Can you link that to me? Maybe I'll try to watch it while I'm working out. Need exchanges and market. Yeah, dude, marketing, affiliate marketing. Like, that's going to be a big one, because, like, there's nobody that really, like. I've put so much effort, and I'm the reason that millions have gone into the app and the OMI token, and it's done nothing. It's like Thor going up and saying, "I just hit it in the biggest lightning bolt in the history of lightning bolts," and it did nothing. So clearly, you need people other than just me. You need certain type of marketing. Oh, Pikachu! Why is Pikachu reacting this way? What you got, girl? What you got for Pikachu? Would you rather be Navy SEAL or Delta? I know my answer. I don't really know much about Deltas. I don't want to say worked with Navy SEALs, because I haven't. I have talked with a few Navy SEALs. I've never talked to any of the Delta Force guys. Navy SEALs seems really hard. I don't know the type of training that any of the Delta guys do. If I could skip the training, sure, Navy SEAL. I wouldn't be considered Navy SEAL, though. I would never be considered, like, especially now. I would not get. 10 years ago, sure. Like 2 years ago, sure. I'm sure I could. Honestly, I don't even know. Getting through that training is just. It's just more of a mental test than anything. I'm sure mentally I could, just physically I can't anymore. Physically, again, even a few years ago, yeah, it's fine. But the mental is just really hard. But for the job, I would say SEAL. I would just say that. But I'm curious to see your answer. Omar saying, any thoughts on the new Pokemon card hype? So that in seconds. Yeah. The first, like, 7 years of Pokemon cards that were printed was not as much as the last year of Pokemon cards that were printed. So be very mindful of the new product that's coming out and how much you're putting on that. Like, okay, well, this card is really cool. There's, yeah, I guarantee you, in 1 month, someone will get the chase card. They'll get a graded BGS 10, black label, and someone will pay 5 figures for it. And then 6 months down the line, there'll be like 6 or 8 of those cards, and that price will fall into like 2K. It happens all the time. Happens all the time. I would much like whatever the new chase is, the new grail, the new whatever. I would much rather get a Blaine's Charizard or a Blaine's Arcanine first edition PSA 10. I'd rather get a Misty's Golduck, a Giovanni's Persian, because that's the stuff that stood the test of time. That's the stuff that already has that collectability. It's already 20 years old. This stuff, there's a lot of hype here. I'm really not crazy on the fundamentals because if it's popular, they just print more. And there's no first edition and then the rest. It's just, so that's why I haven't really collected in a while. But people love these things. You can make a lot of money. You also have Team Rocket out there trying to go on and steal stuff, and there are scams and stuff. But I'm glad the hype is still here. If the hype is still here, that means the stuff is keeping going. Keep Pokemon loving. Love you, Randy. Still hobbing. Hey, still hobbing. Well, I'm going to answer some of these. I'm going to answer while I do like a couple of pull-ups, though, because I am. I'm just going to do a couple here. Would you rather be Navy Delta? Oh yeah, I think I read that already, didn't I? Probably a seal. 69 Chevy Impala. Why the 69? Everyone comment nice down below with 69. I am so fat. Oh my God, I'm so fat. Why do you guys listen to me? Why do you listen to this fat man that is Randy Chavez? VeVe Force is great. G.I. Jane was so hot, bro. Having what's her name? Demi Moore. Oh my God, she is so beautiful. I love her. I still love her. She's probably still really good looking. Go, Joe. You vanish after Omi Moons and you have 10 million or stick around for another cycle. I'll do this till it stops being fun. And it's likely going to be very fun for, I mean, I stuck here through the bear where everyone calling me a piece of shit and a dumbass. I'm going to sit here through the bull market and get my flowers, be like, Randy, you're a god. You're a goddamn genius. So I'm obviously going to do that. Tap says he's going to come back next bear and say, like, guys, here's what I'm stacking. Here's what I did. And I wish Taps would be in more micro caps. He's not. He still has his Omi, though. Never sold. 13 billion. Yeah, Omi can go crazy. Omi can go crazy. It will be delicious. Yeah. Yeah. I used to be able to do, so I've just been doing 5 each. I used to be able to do 30 at once. Now, this was like 15 years ago. I was like 19, could do 30 pull-ups at once. Randy can't leave if Omi Moon's going to create the animal sanctuary. That's where the channel will go eventually. I'll be like, hey guys, going over here, and I'm buying this land, fighting these poachers, and just going off and maybe showing some cute animals. That's going to be wild. And that's when I'm going to ask all of y'all. I'll be like, hey guys, you got an Omi, you got an Devi, you got Definity. Time to donate to the Chavez Charity Foundation, whatever I call it. And at that point, yeah, hopefully we can save some of these animals. Billion Impala, as much as I love 60s, that's mine's a 454. Chevy SS, I feel you on that. I feel you. Love those Impalas. Girls is each it's a 10% gain on Omi. I would love it if that were to happen. I want to try this way though. I can't do it much. My biceps are never very big. They're never very strong, especially now. I've only hold on. I got to do 5. I legit haven't worked out for like 3 months. 2.5. Haven't Dogecoin Millionaire. He's still in. So is Andre Jick. They both have gold logos. So you'll see him at either San Diego Pro the Doge was at San Diego last time. Hope people saw him. Done extra fasting. Sorry. I have. I don't like to do it that often, but I have. I should do it more often. So part of the reason why I haven't had a drink since New Year's Eve is because when I was on the Lucy, people say like, oh, the body and mind is one, you're one. I did not see it that way. I felt like a kid that saw his dog like get beaten and his dog's all battered and bloody. He's like, what did they do to you? I just looked at my body and I was like, oh shit, man, what did I do to you this past few months? Again, it's mostly been my back. So I haven't been able to work out, but I didn't stop eating. I kept eating like crazy. So I was like, oh man. And I felt like there's a couple of times where I've been on live and I was like, guys, I think I'm having a heart attack. Felt the tightness in my chest, felt whatever. So I was like, okay, body, just give me another day. I promise it'll get better. So I've been eating pretty clean the past couple of days, nothing but water. So no beer, no alcohol, no pizza, no Taco Bell, no fast food. Because I was like, okay, it to me it was like, this body isn't yours. How can you go? And I don't know if people believe in God, or I don't know if I believe in God or heaven. But let's say it is like, let's say you go back into heaven and they think like, how did you treat your body? And if I go and return like this fat piece of shit, they're not going to trust me with another one. Like, you had a brand new body and you destroyed it. Now, granted, a lot of my injuries and a lot of stuff came from actually good, noble stuff, but obviously the eating and the drinking was not good. So it's like, okay, this is not mine. I'm renting it. It's like when Cap and Nat are, they steal a truck or they steal a car and they go to New Jersey, and Cap says to Nat, by the way, take your feet off the dash. We're renting this. Like, we're borrowing this. So yeah, that's where I felt really not good. And I was like, okay, I gotta change it up. How long does it last? I don't know. We'll see. You're going to be like Android 17 protecting wildlife. I would love to be like Android 17 protecting that wildlife. I'm surprised I'm able to do as much as I can, to be honest. Make enough from my goal is to make enough from OMI to give all the causes and organizations that I believe in are good and nature to the core. You can be damn sure that mine will be. Again, most of it's going to be self-funded. It'll be a nonprofit. I will pay people. Again, it'll be out of my own money, but I'll pay. They're like, hey, if you've done this before, let me see your track record. Cool, I'll pay you whatever it is. I'm going to pay the peeps that I served with. They're all on board. Well, the ones that are on board, they're on board. They're going to go be security forces, and they're going to be guarding the perimeter of the land that I buy. They're absolutely A-okay with hunting poachers. Well, I'd like to do it in like 6.5 month shifts. We could do it like, that'd be just a deployment. We could do it where it's a little bit more like civilian deployments, where they go for a year. They'll do 3 months on, 3 weeks off, 3 months on, 3 weeks off, etc. So we could do something like a year like that. We're not 100% sure how we're going to do it yet. But that's the idea. Season 1 Batman, Spider-Man, etc. will go. Oh, I'm positive it will, but we'll see. Back to these. How many was that? I think that was just 4. So it's my lower back that hurts. My upper back is fine, but like there's some days I'll legit get out of bed and I'll like be like, because my lower back is just destroyed. I'll sneeze, it'll hurt. I'll cough, it'll hurt. It's fine. It's kind of okay right now. SPCA commercials are so hard. I can't even watch those, man. I can't, like, there are so, and I get this type of marketing. I'll be like scrolling on Facebook, or whatever, and they'll show this like, and I know like the end result is good. It's like the dodo or something like that, but they'll show like this beaten, battered puppy, and it's got like one eye, and it takes like a couple of minutes to get to the good part where it's smiling and happy, and it's like I have to block those people or those things because I can't watch those. I can't, like, so it'd be one thing if I could just go to the gym and just lift it out and get out my aggression. But like I can't do that anymore, so I just can't watch any of those. Private charities are scams. I don't know enough about them to say whether they are or not. Take your word for it. Obviously, mine will not be like that. Mine will just go on the blockchain. You can just see where all the money goes. So Rip Curl, it's obviously been a while. I was going to go to Florida when I was with Danielle, and then we had a special place picked out in West Palm Beach, and we broke up. Didn't happen. I don't think I'll ever be. I don't think I'll ever be in a relationship again. I mean, maybe I could do a relationship. I'm never really going to get married. I'll do it. Hang on 1 second, guys. Promoting. Unity. Backend. Copy. Paul Barron's talking some shit over here. Hang on. So I got to go to Paul Barron. So, fuck, where are we down here? Paul Barron Network just posts, sad but not shocking, all of these Web 2.5 collectible platforms and games eventually share the same fate, regardless of execution. Many more will fall, and Web 3 will take their place. The NFT market is currently climbing and generating over 300 million in weekly sales volume. Liquidity is merging and utility is increasing. User onboarding is becoming easier than ever with the account abstraction, and launching marketplaces can be done in one click now by AI agents. Not sure if that's real or not. No singular Web 2 walled garden can compete. Dabbling with Web 2.5 doesn't cut it. No one cares and it means nothing. Having a Web 3 strategy requires unrelenting focus on future trends. Current Web 3 users demand sentiment. This person cannot be more wrong. All right, so I'm just going to fucking dunk on them. Saying, had no problem promoting these projects to your community back in 2023. Sad, but not shocking. Yeah, fuck that dude. And like how bad, like, do you want to be my friend that you like follow me? Let me go on and like they follow me. Like I haven't followed them back for years. I'll keep dunking on them. They still want to follow me. Okay, day one. Heck yeah. Okay, where was I? But yeah, so I can't move to Florida anymore because I'm not with Danielle. I don't think I'll ever. I'll never get married, most likely. Maybe I'll be in a relationship again at some point, but it's that last one ended in May of 22. I'll likely, I'm still not in one. We'll probably, maybe a relationship might happen at some point, but for the most, like, maybe we'll see. But that was the reason I would move to Florida, was because of her. Chris and Todd are Batman's to own for the first profit. Heck yeah, girl, heck yeah. Shit. Last one. Man, I only do 4 now. Fifth one's super hard. Body is Jesus' temple, bro. I said the body is temporary. Feed your soul daily for eternal gains. I'm trying. I mean, I'm trying now, but again, the back, it just, I can't do I can't do any shoulders. I can't do any legs. I can't do any abs, which sucks. Who would win an MMA fight between Cavell? I mean, Cavell's younger, but he's fat though. But Paul's old. Some of the 6 speeds fight to that. Probably Cavell. He's younger, and I'll just leave it at that. Oh, Call Me Filthy says Baron would take it. Yeah, Baron. Bell would gas out or cry. I mean, yeah, he's pretty fat. But again, like, how old is Paul Baron? What, he's like 60? I don't know. Says, I'd love to watch. Other balls is crap. Oh, that'd be great. Let's see. I know that Paul's likely going to block, that Paul Baron Network's going to block me for that. So let me go on and re-quote it while I'll re-quote it. So this way they can't hide the re-quote. They can block me all they want, but they can't hide that quote. He'd be crying about how it's not probably Call Me Filthy laughing. Could always say that he won. He's the GOAT as he takes his last breath. Oh. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I can only do 4 of it. Kind of. This is rough. Sometimes I count in Russian, sometimes not. It's because of me that anyone watched this fight. Cavell probably. Facts. That damn turtle is why plastic straws went away. Hecker. Aw, I like turtles. Who y'all think Randy picks for the fight? Like I said, I would pick Cavell just because of the youth. And I'm not saying that he's young. I'm just saying that he's more youthful than Paul Baron, who's like 60. I've tried yoga, so that yoga hates me. I don't know what it is. It just does. Randy takes back. Oh yeah, of course. Baron at that old man strength. Is that a thing? I gotta tell you, I was much stronger when I was younger. Opposite of Cavell. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. Oh, this is great. I want to see if there's oh, I got a little people saying all trust Paul. He gave some high grades to Quid. I have faith he'll bounce back. So I'll just keep talking. It was this. What's up, VeVe? What's up, C29 Rome? How's it going? Well, so many 12 elbows and knees to the face, possibly. But Cavell might unlock a wild crookhead mode. Orlando, Tampa, but yeah, Hook Marriage. Or just perma friends going forward. Yeah. So I mean, don't get me wrong. The last couple of years have been great as a single Chavez. A single Chavez has thoroughly enjoyed the last few years. I did get close to a relationship pretty recently, actually. So I was going to South Carolina every month. But them's the breaks. Baron would give him Superman laser eyes. This type. Could someone make this with AI? Oh, let's do what VeVe talks about, or someone. Agreed. Reverse Paul Baron. Yeah, reverse Paul Baron. Oh, let's see what I think I'll do 3 and then 2 for this one. Oh man, yeah, it's getting a lot harder to do these. Getting a lot harder. Okay. You go down, I'm going. Oh, I don't know if that last one even counted. He's buried in or in the same ditch. If I wanted to, I can't snitch. Yeah. Paul, CNN with the fake news. Just painted Randy have a special place. I told you so over Paul Barrow Henry Moon. I should, right? I should. She's out there, Randy, and you won't see her coming. So the last girl I was with, that was almost a relationship. It was I didn't see that coming either. I was in South Carolina just seeing some friends, and she was like a couple hours away. We met in the middle. We had a couple drinks, we had some pizza, and then so I'll tell you exactly how it went. we go to where she was talking about like her dream of having a farm, having these farm animals, and like living like amongst the woods. And I was like, well, listen, clearly like all the guys that said they want that, and then they push comes to shove, they don't want that. Clearly you're not going to find a guy, or you haven't found the guy. Would you settle for just a life where it's just like kind of easy, you don't really have to worry about money, but he's not going to be on a farm? And she's like, yeah, I'd probably settle. Those magic words. And then I lean in and kiss her, and she's like, whoa. And I was like, I'll give you those things. and then I whip out my phone, and she's like, what are you doing? I was like, well, you're into this, so like I'm gonna get a hotel for us for the night. And she's like, oh, okay. So I get a hotel, and we do the do, but I had to be back because I was borrowing a friend's car, and I was like, hey, I would love to like spend the night with you here, like, but I do have to be back. She's like, okay, it's fine. And I think it was, and then went down a few weeks later, went down the next, but so this was back in like July. And then just for December, we just didn't do it. It was just, it might have run its course. It might not have, we'll see. We'll see. Can I go to like, I don't want to do some chess. I want to do some, there's a little too much weight on the bench for chess, but I could do, I don't know. I gotta see what's it gonna look like if y'all are down there. Do like that? Okay, I think I can do like that. We'll see. We'll see. But what's the answer here? Oh, she's out there. She hopefully is out there. Over Paul, no survivors. I mean, you won't see. Oh, I can't. Okay, hold on. You'd have to draft your tweets. Preach, girl, preach. Like I said, it is a little too much. I'm not going to be able to do that. So we shall see. We shall see, right? These are only 25 weights, so these are going to be 3, 8. How many do you think I can do? 11, 12, 15, 16, 19, 20. Okay, so I did 20, right? These are 25, so you guys think I do 30? Nine, 30. Okay, 30 wasn't bad. Think I can do 40? See, now I feel it in my shoulder. My muscles can do it. 5, 7, 8. So my muscles are okay, but my shoulder is not feeling it. Not feeling good. 41, 45. I'll get to the 50. Okay, so doing that last like sit up to get up, that legit just destroyed my back. That just my knee. My thrill of case. First connect with someone. Oh, with love? Oh, the chase, yeah. No, it's great. I like love people. I love girls. I love that beginning stage. It's like the first couple badges of Pokemon. It's like adventure. You raising them, the growth comes quickly. But it's just hard. Yeah, it gets harder. Like the higher level you get, just the harder it is. Reminisce, y'all. I love reminiscing too. Betty White, B. Arthur, Rue McCl- Fuck, Marry, Kill. I guess a passionate night with Rue. Guess kill B, and I guess I'll marry Betty. Though they're nice. Rue, marry Betty. Oh, dude, same thing. Yeah, same thing. If you discussed, missed it. What was your take on Superstar Money AMA? So I kind of went through that on like this first super chat because I mentioned a lot of things that happened at that. Community seems salty about Ben's answers. Sell-off seemed to be heavy right now. I didn't see a sell-off. Like if there was a sell-off, it happened like very recently. I haven't seen a sell-off for no. OMI is like it's within the normal parameters of the day, so there was no sell-off on OMI. Yep. All right, hold on. Let me check something here real quick. Checka wow wow checka yeah. All right, I think that'll be it for me, guys. I know I've said that like 3 times already. By MST, yeah, MSTU is nuts. Nice day for MSTU. Not a nice week for MSTU, but it was a nice day. Nice day for MSTU. All right, gents, that'll be it for me. I want to continue this workout. Everyone please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. Leave it a super chat. Yeah.